Deputy Jacq Justice here, and in this lesson we will cover vehicle theft laws covered in both the California Vehicle Code and the California Penal Code. Let's start with Vehicle Code, Section 10851. CalCrim 1820, felony unlawful taking or driving of vehicle, describes the elements as follows. To prove that the crook is guilty of felony vehicle theft, the people must prove that 1. The defendant took someone else's vehicle without the owner's consent. 2. When the defendant took the vehicle, they intended to deprive the owner of possession or ownership of the vehicle for any period of time. And 3. The vehicle was worth more than $950. Or 1. The defendant drove someone else's vehicle without the owner's consent. 2. When the defendant drove the vehicle, they intended to deprive the owner of possession or ownership of the vehicle for any period of time. And 3. The driving occurred after a substantial break from the original theft of the vehicle. This provision is used when you are unable to prove the person driving the vehicle actually stole it in the first place. Even if the owner had allowed the defendant or someone else to take or drive the vehicle before, you may not conclude that the owner consented to the driving or taking on the date of the alleged crime based on that previous consent alone. This situation frequently involves family members, friends, co-workers, or exes. A spouse who takes a community property vehicle with the intent to temporarily, not permanently, deprive the other spouse of its use is not guilty of violating Vehicle Code Section 10851. People v. Lamas, 1997. A taking requires that the vehicle be moved for any distance, no matter how small as defined in People v. White. A vehicle includes a passenger vehicle, motorcycle, motor-scooter, bus, school bus, commercial vehicle, truck tractor, or semi-trailer. There is a sentencing enhancement if the vehicle is an ambulance, police vehicle, or fire department vehicle. To prove this allegation, the people must prove that 1. The vehicle was an ambulance, a distinctively marked law enforcement vehicle, a distinctively marked fire department vehicle. 2. The vehicle was on an emergency call when it was taken. And 3. The defendant knew that the vehicle was on an emergency call. Another sentencing enhancement exists if they steal a vehicle modified for a disabled person. This requires that 1. The vehicle was modified for the use of a disabled person. 2. The vehicle displayed a distinguishing license plate or placard issued to disabled persons. And 3. The defendant knew or reasonably should have known that the vehicle was so modified and displayed the distinguishing plate or placard. A defendant cannot be convicted of both stealing the vehicle and receiving stolen property if the only stolen property is the vehicle. People v. Black, 1990. People v. Strong, 1994. The joyriding statute, Penal Code Section 499B, now only prohibits the unlawful taking of bicycles, motorboats, or vessels. Grand theft auto is covered by Penal Code Section 487, which makes it a felony to steal a car of any value. The elements of PC 487 are covered in another lesson. Some defenses to the crime of vehicle theft are: I didn't know it was stolen, officer. My friend lent me his car. It belongs to my roommate and we have this agreement. When investigating this crime, we typically ask questions about how you came to be in possession of the vehicle, who is listed on the registration paperwork, and other evidence of theft, such as a lack of keys or hot wiring. Typical scenario. Cop: Where did you get this 2022 Mustang? Crook: I brought it from a friend for $500. Cop: How long have you known the friend? Crook: About 10 years. Cop: What is his name? Crook: I only know him as Slim. Do you see any red flags here? I'm Deputy Jacq Justice, and as always, thanks for listening.